Welcome to this session on self-esteem. Your mindset is everything. Okay, so what is self-esteem? Self-esteem is how we value and perceive ourselves. It's our own personal opinion about ourselves. It can sometimes feel difficult to change it because it feels like it is just who we are. The key elements of self-esteem include such things as our self-confidence, our feeling of security in who we are, our identity, our sense of belonging, and also our feeling of competence. So you, as part of your self-esteem, it's part of your self-worth, your self-confidence, your compassion, self-regard, self-perception, self-acceptance, self-respect, and your self-image. It's overarching everything that you are and that you see yourself as. So self-esteem, when you look at the dictionary definition, is confidence in one's own worth or abilities, your self-respect. So of course had to follow that one as well. So self-respect is the pride and confidence in oneself. So how you feel about yourself. And there are lots and lots and lots of things that self-esteem affects. So it affects whether you actually like yourself as a person, which has all the connotations of, well, if you don't like yourself, we then end up down anxiety and depression. It affects whether you can make decisions and assert yourself as a person. It dictates whether you can recognise your own strengths and accept your weaknesses as well. It affects whether you can feel able to try new or difficult things, whether you can show kindness to yourself, whether you can move past mistakes without blaming yourself unfairly and not beating yourself up over it. It affects whether you can physically take the time that you need for yourself without feeling selfish or that you're not giving your true self to somebody else. It affects whether you just believe you're good enough for the life that you have, for the people that are around you, for the life that you want, and whether you deserve happiness or not. So there are lots and lots of theories that include self-esteem, but the big one for me, coming from a teaching background, is Maslow's hierarchy. So it's a triangle, and right at the bottom is physiological needs, so our physical need to survive as a human. So we need air, water, food, shelter, relationships, that sort of thing, and we need to reproduce to continue on our species. Maslow was trying to think of the word, it's just gone. So the hierarchy of needs basically shows from the bottom of what our basic needs are. It then goes up to safety needs, to love and belonging, to your self-esteem, and then to your self-actualization. And his theory suggested that when we are at self-actualization, we live the best life that we can be, the best life that we can have. So it depicts self-esteem as one of the basic human motivations. We need appreciation from other people, which is our physiological need as well, and our love and belonging need, and also our own inner self-respect to build our self-esteem. Both of these must be fulfilled in order for anyone to grow as a person and reach the self-actualization that Maslow suggests that we are all capable of reaching. And we are, most definitely. If all of your needs are met, so your financial needs, your food, water, shelter, love, that you're safe, that you believe in yourself as well, then there is absolutely nothing stopping you going out and getting everything that you want in your life, which you are more than capable of going and getting. You just have to get past your limiting beliefs. And our self-esteem, how we feel about ourselves, is probably the biggest one. So, 3 types of self-esteem. We've got low self-esteem, healthy self-esteem, and excessive self-esteem. So your level of self-esteem will likely change as you age. We start off with quite low self-esteem as children, and then how we grow up and how we're treated and our environment and the people that bring us up will basically dictate whether we stay with low self-esteem, hit a healthy level where we believe in ourselves, we're confident, we can do everything that we want to do, or if we go to the other extreme of excessive. Okay, so our environmental factors will also have an effect, as well as the people around us, and any experience that you have in your life. So low self-esteem, like I said, is something that I used to have quite big levels of. It still can affect me now. I sometimes hold back instead of going out and doing things that I know I really want to do, but I'm scared of failing. I'm getting better at it, and it is doable. Like sitting here recording a video or going live on Facebook. I never thought I'd be able to do that, but I'm doing it now. So low self-esteem is your feelings of inadequacy and worthlessness. You try not to attract too much attention. You stay in the shadows. You just avoid people. You avoid situations where you might fail. You have difficulty accepting compliments, or prioritizing your own need. You are a perfectionist. Everything's got to be perfect, and if it's not, you beat yourself up over it. Been there. It makes you critical and judgmental of yourself, which is not a good place to be. And you just doubt yourself. You're afraid to try new things. So low self-esteem is usually caused during childhood. It's just a feeling that or that the world thinks you just don't measure up. Everyone around you just says that you're useless, you're worthless, you're bullied, you're discriminated against, you have maybe a dysfunctional family dynamic when you're younger, so you're made to feel absolutely worthless. You could end up going through trauma, either abuse or bullying, again, is a type of trauma. Stress can cause low self-esteem when you are trying to juggle everything and you've got so many pressures on you, whether they be financial, relationship, professional, personal, losing your job, losing your relationship, having issues while studying at school. All of that stress can cause low self-esteem. It just makes you feel utterly useless. Comparison is a big one. There is so much now online. It is getting better, but online and in magazines where there's a pressure to meet certain expectations. And we compare ourselves to others. Oh, well, they're doing it, so I should be able to do it. Well, no, not all the time, but we are made to feel that we should be able to do it. Okay, so low self-esteem then creates people who are more susceptible to anxiety or depression. You struggle to set boundaries. You don't have any ability to practice self-care. You have an overwhelming fear, which keeps you anxious and depressed about being judged or rejected. You don't do anything for fear of being judged or rejected. Oh, what will the neighbours think? It's not a fun way to live. And I can tell you for a fact it's not fun. And if you're there and you're living it, I really feel you. Okay? But it can get better. Okay? So, healthy self-esteem. You know and you celebrate your identity. You love every part of you. You are confident in your ability. You know where your weaknesses are and you accept them. So instead of putting on a certain identity for others, you turn up as your true self. You don't put on a mask depending on who you're around. You are you at all times, and it's a great place to be. So signs of a healthy self-esteem include you're vulnerable with those who you care about and who you trust. So you let people in. You let people help you rather than clamming it all up and hiding. You are assertive, not aggressive. You've got self-confidence. You can have your voice heard without fear of rebuke. If somebody rejects or pushes you away or argues back, so be it. You understand that it's on them. Everyone's got their own opinion. You can set boundaries. You can accept failure. And you can learn from your mistake. You believe that you have an inherent worth, regardless of what other people say or think. You believe in you, which is a great place to be. You stand up for others. So you pass your self-confidence on to other people. You don't dwell on negative experiences. You believe that you are equal to everyone else, no better, no worse. and you have a positive outlook on life. It's a great place to be when you've got healthy self-esteem. Excessive self-esteem is the other end of the spectrum to low. But interestingly, it can actually be caused by a low self-esteem. So it can be caused by a lack of confidence, a feeling of worthlessness. But instead of those beliefs making you feel small, someone with excessive self-belief tries to compensate. So they can be quite arrogant. They have a need to feel superior, the one-upmanship. Oh, I've done this, it's so much better than that. They always need to perform. They've got attention-seeking, reckless behaviour, no regard for rules, and they have an inability to accept feedback, criticism, or failure of any type. And all of that pushes them into manipulating others, which is not a place to be. So they struggle in relationships because their constant need for praise pushes people away. They can harbour narcissistic tendencies. They can be quite nasty, thinking it's for the person's own good, pushing their opinions on other people. They can rationalise manipulative behaviour because it achieves their own ends and they don't really care about what the other person's doing. And they take quite impulsive or risky behaviour that can cause them to get injured, as well as bullying or abusing other people because they don't know any different and they're pushing their low self-confidence onto others. So why is it important to know, to know and understand your level of self-confidence and your level of self-esteem? Because your self-esteem influences your motivation, your mental well-being, and your quality of life. Having it too high or low can be problematic. So low self-esteem is linked to anxiety, depression, self-harm, mental health disorders. And then your excessive self-esteem can be related to narcissism, psychopathy, sociopathy. So the better understanding you have of your unique level of self-esteem, you can then use that knowledge to strike a balance that works for you. Because everyone's individual, everyone has different levels of self-esteem, and you can change it. But by actively pursuing healthy self-esteem, you ground your identity, you know who you are, and you have an inherent sense of worthiness. So this then helps you better navigate both joy and struggle in life as they come. So ways to help your self-esteem, help improve it. You need to prioritise your self-care. You need to put you first. It's not selfish. You can't give your best to other people if you don't have a good foundation. If you're burnt out, if you're tired, you can't give your best. So practice prioritising self-care. Make sure you get enough sleep. Set your healthy boundaries. Make time for the activities you like doing. Practice self-compassion. Acknowledge your weaknesses. Respect your limits. Admit mistakes. We all make them. And accept failure. Practice forgiving yourself for past mistakes and move forward by accepting all parts of you. Yes, you made a mistake. You can learn from it and move on. Reject perfectionism. Set realistic goals for yourself. You are not perfect. No one is perfect. So you cannot reach those high, lofty expectations, and you will only get depressed if you try. Okay, so practice doing or setting realistic expectations for yourself. Resist comparison. You are you. There is only one you. There is no one else like you. And you can't be anybody else. So stop comparing yourself to other people. They are on your own journey. No one else's. Stay present. So practicing mindfulness, not meditation or sitting going at the top of a mountain. Just mindfulness, just being aware of what's around you in any given moment. It stops you from feeling anxious about things that haven't happened yet. Might not even happen anyway. So just be where you are now. You can't change the past. You can't predict the future. Be where you are now. Be more aware of negative thoughts. So when negative thoughts come up, be mindful that they're there. You don't have to entertain them. You choose to, because it's kind of our inherent conditioning to go down the negative route. But instead of dwelling on them, challenge them. Look for the good in any situation. Look for the good in the situation that you're in. So when you're, I don't know, give you an example. We can all be quite shy when we're trying to speak to someone of the opposite sex. Oh, they're going to reject me. I can't talk to women. I can't talk to men. That's a negative thought. Instead, challenge it. Say, no, why can't I? Work out where that comes from and challenge it. Change your opinion. Go out and do it anyway. The more people you speak to, the more confident you're going to get. And if they reject you, that's on them. That's nothing to do with you. It's not because your nose is too big or your hair's got a couple of grey strands or you might have a little bit extra weight that you're carrying. You're you. And if they don't resonate with you as you, then they're not the right person for you. Just keep looking. How many of us are on the planet? It's just one example. Practice. Another way to improve self-esteem is to practice positive self-talk. So look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself what you like about yourself, what you love about yourself. Recite positive affirmations. I am strong. I am confident. I am able to talk to women. I am able to talk to men. Practice, 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 practice. Repetition is the key to your success. Okay? And then just look for the good. Always, in every single situation, there will be equal amounts of good and bad. Your choice whether you look for the good or you look for the bad. Okay? If you resonate with any of this, then know that you can be whoever you want to be. So if you can see yourself as a certain type of person, doing a certain type of job, having certain character traits, you can be that person. You just have to act as if you're already there. And that's where your self-esteem and your self-confidence comes in. If you believe that you are a weak individual, then you will be a weak individual. But if you say, no, I've had low self-esteem, I don't want low self-esteem anymore, I want to be confident, I want to go out and speak in front of 10,000 people, I want to go and play a sport that I really enjoy at a competitive level, and I don't care what other people think of me. I'm going to go and live my best life. When you make that decision, that's when you go and get it. So make that decision to make that change. Only you can decide who you want to be. And it's your control over your self-esteem that will get you to that last little bit. So give yourself some positive affirmations. Write some things down. I am of the person that you want to be. So I am confident, not I want to be confident. I am confident. I am powerful. I am respected. I am listened to. And just keep repeating it. It will take time because you're trying to change a paradigm. Okay? Check out some of my other videos for paradigm. That's not the lesson for now. But you can be whoever you want to be. You can build that confidence. You can be that person that you see in your dreams. Okay? If you do want some more information on this, I am hosting a free 5-day workshop towards the end of the month on the 21st to the 25th of November. It is a Zoom workshop, so there will be opportunities to ask questions, interact. There'll be some interactive activities for you to do as well over the 5 days. It'll be about half an hour per day, and I really, really hope that you can join me. Okay, the link to register will be in the comments or the description below, and I hope to see you on that event to hear more on this and a few other topics as well that I will be covering in videos across the next couple of weeks leading up to the main workshop to give everyone a chance to see if it is something for them. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to speak with you soon. Cheers.